I wasn't planning on making a video tonight at all, but here we are. And I have some personal experience, not with to this level, but with this same phenomenon. And I didn't even read this whole thing. I read the beginning and I was like, okay, I'm going to have to do some commentary here. So I'll read it too. J.K. Rowling appears to criticize Harry Potter's 3 stars amid feud in response to a social media post asking who ruins a movie for you. The author alluded to Radcliffe, Watson, and Grint, with whom she has fallen out over trans rights. You know, this never gets easier to read. This never gets easier to know this societal regression is happening. By the way, in child development, regression is referred to when kids, it often happens when a young child who's likely already potty trained or almost already potty trained gets a baby sibling, they start pooping their pants and peeing their pants on purpose again. Because they see that their sibling is getting attention for that, or they want more attention. That's what regression is. But it also has an actual meaning, and society is regressing. Society has regressed thanks to transgenderism. But I digress. Now we're going to get to the actual article. Okay, Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling appears to have criticized the 3 leading actors of the 8-film franchise in a post on social media. Rowling was... Actually, it's pronounced Rowling because they be British. Rowling was responding to a post that asked what actor or actress instantly ruins a movie for you. She wrote 3 guesses. Sorry, but that was irresistible, adding 3 laughing emojis. She is so fire. I love her so much. She is such a badass. She's a baddie in the best way possible, and I love her. And I just like, I can't say enough good things about her, honestly, because she was one of the women. She's basically like the final boss, okay, when it comes to transgenderism. And finally someone famous and, oh, I don't know, intelligent, talented, for actually physically writing a book. You know, say what you will about the writing of Harry Potter, but like, it was fucking popular and there are 7 goddamn books. Like, have you done that? Anyway, my dog just came to say hi. Hi, Sheila. Okay, although the targets of the remark are not explicitly stated, she appears to be referring to Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint, who played Potter. Obviously, we know who the fuck they played, anyway, and with whom Rowling spectacularly fell out in 2020 after she published an essay about surviving sexual assault, in which she called arguments about femaleness not residing in the sex body deeply misogynistic and regressive. 1000%, yeah, that is absolutely true. I went up to some very young women, they were probably college age, at the Wimixons March years ago, because one of them was carrying a sign that said, I'm going to see if I can remember it. It said, sisters, not just sisters, like CISTERS. Stupid, but I was playing dumb, right? I was like, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. And she was like, well, you know, it's... And it was funny, actually, because she didn't even answer. Her friend answered for her. Her friend was like, oh, you know, it's because, like, we're supporting trans women, too. And then she was trying to explain gender identity to me, and I was like, oh, okay, so if a woman was about to be assaulted by a man, could she just say, no, stop, I identify as male? And would he be like, oh, okay, never mind. And she did actually say that. She was like, no, that's not right. And I was like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. But I didn't say this, but like, that's what you're fucking supporting by being a tranny panderer. Anyway, I'll get on with the article. Okay. All 3 actors responded to the essay with statements supportive of trans rights. Radcliffe said, transgender women are women. Any statement to the contrary erases the identity and dignity of transgender people. That's a really extreme statement. Erases the identity and dignity of transgender people. Like, bro, what the fuck? Okay, anyway. He's pooping his pants. Okay, Watson, in a message on social media, said, trans people are who they say they are and deserve to live their lives without being constantly questioned. Well, honey, I don't know what your deal is. I don't know why you're like suddenly trying to be like the trans rights soldier. I mean, I guess they really badly want to be liked by young folk, which is weird to me. I've said that before in other fucking videos, but anyway. Ralph Fiennes, who played Voldemort, subsequently offered support to Rowling in an interview in The Telegraph, saying that the verbal abuse directed at her is disgusting. Absolutely, it is. While Helena Bonham Carter, who played Bellatrix Lestrange, told The Times, it's been taken to the extreme, the judgmentalism. Okay, I'm sorry, let me do that in a British accent. It's been taken to the extreme, the judgmentalism of people. She's allowed her opinion, particularly if she's suffered abuse. Excuse me? She's allowed her opinion, particularly if she's suffered abuse. You don't have to have suffered abuse to be allowed an opinion. That's a little gross. Anyway, after the publication of the cast review of Gender Identity Services in 2024, I'm not fucking reading that. I don't know what that is, and I don't care. Rowling asserted that she was unlikely to forgive Ratcliffe and Watson, claiming they were celebs who cozied up to a movement intent on eroding women's hard-won rights. That's true. Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson can say that all they want. They can say their stupid ass Twitter statements as much as they fucking want, but no matter how many times they say it, it's not true. What didn't Daniel Radcliffe say? Oh yeah, he said transgender women are women. He didn't say trans men are men. He said because this is a men's rights movement. Transgenderism is a men's rights movement. That's why trans women are always the stars. I don't know who doesn't understand this. If I point it out to you and put it in that kind of simple fucking language, maybe Daniel Radcliffe needs a goddamn picture book, because I don't know if he could read at this rate. But it's like obvious. Anyway. Okay. In 2024, Radcliffe revealed that he had had no direct contact with Rowling since the row erupted. Yeah. Okay. So obviously, because he's being incredibly stupid. I am disappointed that this happens to anyone. Obviously, it happened to me. I don't know if you've watched my very first YouTube video ever, but it happened to me. Okay, it happened to me multiple times, actually. It's happened to me so many times I can barely even count. But like, I started being against transgenderism and saying so in 2014, and I wasn't public about it until I wasn't open about it. I didn't like tell anyone from my past that I was still in contact with until 2016. And then all hell broke loose. And here's the thing, is that like, I'm a normal person, right? I have a much more normal life compared to someone like J.K. Rowling. And she, but what happened to her happened to me. She was fully rejected by someone who she knew since he was a child. A young child. Someone she knew for years and years and years and years. Someone who she had a relationship with. Someone who she was friends with. Someone who depicted a character in her book that's arguably the most successful book and movie franchise in recent memory. Period. They knew each other. They know each other. Well, I guess they knew best. I don't know. It's disappointing. It's disappointing. And when this happened to me, multiple times with multiple people, I was incredibly hurt. I really was. I wasn't terribly surprised when it happened with my former friend who's trans, because we don't even need to get into it, but she's just like not, I mean, anyone who's trans is like not mentally well, like sorry. But that aside, because I don't need to talk about that. When it happened with people I knew, who I thought were my friends, it was
horrible. It was really sad. And it was also incredibly confusing to me. Because, like, was that what our friendship was entirely based on? Was our friendship entirely based on the fact that you thought I supported transgenderism? And once you found out I didn't, you just hated me? Like, excuse me? And, like, yeah, basically, I, so, I just, when I was friends with this one woman, and I thought we were really good friends. This is when I was still in college, finishing college. I thought we were really good friends. I thought we were BFF. I thought she was going to be a friend for life. And, you know, then she was like, I can't be friends with someone. Of course, in a text message, what a dumb bitch. She was like, I can't be friends with someone who has such negative beliefs about trans folks. They always say trans folks, but I was like, I did kind of blow up at her, but she deserved it. She was cuckoo. Thinking back on it, she was cuckoo. I was even more disappointed when this happened with an older woman that I met. And I was kind of starting to become friends with. I was starting to become friends with this older woman who was like 60s. I thought she was really cool. I thought she was really nice. We both really liked dogs. And then just randomly out of nowhere, she texted me and was like, hey, Leah, someone I know showed me your videos and I'm really disturbed and we just can't be friends anymore. And I was like, wow, I thought you were better than this. By the way, your friend who's transitioning her child is abusing him. Because she, at one point, she mentioned that her friend had a trans child. And I'm so sick of this. I, like, this happening to me is one thing, because people lose friends all the time, right? Or people, you know, lose touch or whatever, or people just, like, stop being friends. Or, even, like, people even end friendships themselves. That's totally allowed. But, like, this is another level of stupidity. This is another level of being not mentally with it. This is like next level regression. This is adults pooping their pants. This is adults who are fully capable of using the bathroom accurately, purposely pooping their pants. Obviously, I'm being hyperbolic here, but like, it is. There is no reason for someone who is physically able to use the bathroom to poop their pants. You know what? Even people who like need who like maybe don't have use of their, are like a paraplegic, like they don't have use of their legs, maybe they don't have use of their bowel, they're actually able to dispose of their own waste themselves. Like they're able to facilitate using the bathroom and getting rid of their bathroom waste on their own. So I'm not even fucking talking about that, but this is grown-ass adults purposely pooping their pants and calling it progressive. Because popularity. Because society. I'm like beyond confused as to why someone like Daniel Radcliffe would care. Why the fuck does he care so much about being a transgender warrior? I know he's in New York, so that'll give you brain rot real quick. But like, he already knows for a fact some people are going to like you and some people are going to hate you, and they're not even going to have a good reason to do so. Not everyone's going to like you. That's just life, right? Not everyone's going to like your work either. That's just life. But, like, the fact that he's, like, outrightly spitting in J.K. Rowling's face here consistently. And so is Emma Watson. So are you, Emma Watson. Can't let the kitty out. Emil, do you want to come out? Come on out. Come on out. Come on out. This is not making sense to me. They are my age. Okay. Actually, I think, yeah, Danny Radcliffe's a little older. They're 35. These are 35-year-old grown-ass human beings. Like, defending transgenderism with their lives. Why? And it doesn't even... Forget about being educated, okay? This shit just bothers me so much. It bothers me so much that anyone of any age is going along with this bullshit because it's wrong. Like, point blank, it is wrong. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know how else to explain that, but it's wrong. Yeah, I can't imagine how J.K. Rowling is feeling here, and I would feel the same way if I were her. And I would be pissed off at these children, because to her, they are children, right? She is the one who created the story of which they were stars in the movies. She's old enough to be their mothers. She's old enough to be my mother. So these children, to her, are like being such brats. They're like not able. Okay. Here is the clincher, everyone. This is what the entire fucking video is about. This is what I was trying to get at the entire fucking video. This is why it's a cult. Okay? Because as much as I fucking dislike Mormons and their beliefs, they'll say, you can have your own beliefs. They'll friggin' talk till they're blue in the face and tell you why Joseph Smith was a prophet and their religion is true and da 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 da. And you'll say, I'm not convinced. And they'll be like, okay, I did my best. That's up to you. I cannot convince you to believe what I believe, and that's that. And they'll still be friends with you. This is why it's a cult. This is why transgenderism is a cult. Because if a member of the cult finds out that someone who they presumed to be a member of the cult doesn't believe that transgenderism is right and true and blah, 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 then they shun them. Then they cut them off. Then they don't speak to them over this one fucking stupid poop your pants issue. It's a cult. Full stop. And I can't wait until this shit's over. By the way, just a small little update before I finish this video. Good girl, Sheila. Just as I predicted, there are more and more women now coming out and taking legal action against doctors, against medical teams, against hospitals for transitioning them when they were children. It's happening more and more. I'm sure there are men who are going to do the same. I'm sure there are men who have done the same. Emma Watson and Daniel Radcliffe, can you tell me why that's good? Can you tell me why a quote-unquote medically necessary procedure has resulted in people taking legal action against the people who did it to them? And can you please tell me why that's good? I will wait. By the way, JK, if you're watching this, I'm really sorry that this has happened to you. It's not right. It's wrong. I am actually the biggest fan of Harry Potter ever. And I really am sorry that they've done this to you. It's wrong, and it's not cool, and it's fucked up, and they're in a cult. And as frustrating as it is, you're right. You're right. You're always going to be right. And in, maybe 25 years or something, when Dan and Emma get their heads out of their asses, hopefully they'll say sorry to you because you deserve it.